Greetings, traveler, and welcome back to the Lapis Kingdom. I am the Blue Regent, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a combo episode. We've got some gathering to do in the Nether, and I'm going to start doing some map planning for when we start officially working on our Warcraft world. So if you're ready, settle up, and let's begin. So the first order of business is I want to get mending put on my Silk Touch pickaxe and on my gold helmet. The next step here is I'm going to need to gather some stuff to go trade so that I can get some experience and repair everything. We'll throw our pickaxe in the offhand. Oh. Come on, cows. Are you not hungry? I think you are. Okay. Let's come over here. There we go. You guys want to try now? There we go. There's a couple of them. Huh. Why is this farm being weird? Well, okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Just needed everybody to split up a little bit. Grab all of this. Wait for that noise. Grab our potatoes and carrots. Ooh, it's getting full in here. Alright, we'll go feed our pigs. And for some reason, I'm having a hard time with my crush farms today. There we go. Okay, we'll go do our first round of trading. Hello, hello everyone, hello. Offload some more of these carrots. Okay, so that's it for that. Ooh, there is more wheat that we can sell. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's sell some of these potatoes. Okay, that's about as repaired as I need everything to be, so let's head to the Nether. Let's sell some of these pumpkins before we go. Okay, now we'll go. Make some torches before we go. Alright, let's do it. Okay, where do I normally see the most quartz? I think it's this direction up. Oh yeah, there's some right there. Oh yeah, okay, great, perfect. And we've got our cobblestone for reaching stuff. Let's fill this in. Then we'll build up. Now you may be wondering why I'm going to want all of this quartz, and I think what I want to do is when I get to Stormwind, I think quartz is what I want to build most of my like upper class buildings with. Ooh, there's some down there too. Well, maybe someday I'll get to it. That's what I want to build the bulk of my upper class buildings with, and so I want to start making sure I have an inventory for it on hand, and so gathering it while we're kind of in this transition period makes the most sense to me. You know, it's not, you know, this isn't really something that I can make an entire episode with. However, it is stuff that I'd like to have on camera, and so fitting some quartz gathering missions into some more planning focused episodes is kind of a nice way to keep Minecraft incorporated with what we're doing. I kind of feel weird having video of entirely me like editing images and calling it a Minecraft video, even if it's for Minecraft building. So this is kind of a compromise in my brain. If you find that you don't really need that to happen, how do I, okay. Oops. You know, and you don't really care that Minecraft isn't really in a couple episodes, then that's fine. Let me know. But I want to stay true to this series and try to keep it involved at least a little bit. I want to try to do my best to stay true to the spirit of the channel and make sure that, you know, Minecraft is still the focus, even if, you know, we're not really doing any building or survival stuff that day. But again, like I said, you know, if that sort of thing doesn't really bother you as a viewer, you know, feel free to let me know. I do always appreciate the feedback. And lately I've been getting a lot of feedback on the videos, both for this and for Valheim, and it's really nice. It's really nice to hear from you, to have involvement from the community, and yeah, it feels good. It's funny. One of the comments, actually two of the comments, on the last. Oh, that was weird. Minecraft, are you feeling okay? I wonder if that just showed up. Okay. So, a little bit of an update. Minecraft has crashed twice while I'm in the Nether, and I don't know what that's about. So I'm going to keep mining, and we'll see what happens. But what I was saying before the bizarre crash happened is I actually had 2 comments on the last episode where I was asking, you know, for your opinion on, you know, what you would like to see happen as far as the survival village, and moving forward with getting started on actually building the Warcraft world. And 2 people said more or less the same thing, which was, you can tell by how excited you sound talking about it, you know, talking about me, that's what you should do. I should get started on that. And the funny thing about it is as I was editing that video and listening to the sound of my own voice, I was kind of thinking, I think I already know what the answer is, you know? And so it was really nice to, I don't want to fall in this lava. It was really nice to hear from you and have a similar kind of thought process from you. You know, that felt, let's throw a torch down, put that fire out. It felt really good to, you know, kind of have a thought in my brain. You know, it sounds like what I should do is, you know, kind of continue to use the survival village that I've been working in as a resource gathering hub, but really start leaning into the Minecraft thing. You know, it sounds like that's what I want to do. That's probably what I should do. It sounds that, you know, that's what I'm excited about. And then to turn around and hear from, you know, more than one person essentially the same sentiment, you know, that's what you're excited about. That's what you should be working on. And that felt really good. It's nice to know that you are interested in what's going on. It's nice to know that you are kind of picking up the same, you know, feeling and energy off of stuff as I am. You know, this is such an interesting thing to do because it really does feel like with YouTube that you're kind of just shouting into a void sometimes. And so, you know, feedback is always delayed no matter what. You know, the amount of time between when a video gets recorded and ends up on the channel, it's a little bit of a gap. And, you know, still being kind of new to this, it's a little stressful to just sit and wait till the video airs and then for people to watch it and then hope that somebody's gonna say something, you know. And even if you didn't agree with me, even if we weren't on the same page, just knowing that you get feedback is such a good feeling. But like I'm saying, to be on the same page with you, that feels really good. That feels really good, and it's good to know that, like, my passion and how excited I am is getting through to you as well. I'm not really doing the best job of navigating this gathering. I'm kind of just running around all over the place. And it's mostly because I'm trying to grab the easiest to get quartz. I'm not really trying to make a bunch of elaborate scaffolding and get to difficult places. I really want to grab all the low-hanging fruit as far as all this nether quartz goes. Hello, me again. So for some reason Minecraft keeps crashing, and that's getting frustrating, and it's starting to make me nervous. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prematurely end what we're doing in Minecraft, and we're gonna head over to GIMP and start talking about combining the maps from Warcraft and Warcraft 2 and how we're gonna move forward with planning and designing this world. So I'll see you over there. Hello, now we're over in GIMP, and as you can tell, this is a voiceover because everything that's happening is way faster than I actually did it. GIMP is a program that's new to me, and so if you see me doing stuff that seems a little clunky and there's a faster way that I could do it, feel free to let me know. But essentially what I'm doing is I have taken the Warcraft 2 map and stretched it out real big, and the second map, the smaller map that I'm manipulating right now, is the map from Warcraft Orcs and Humans. And so my first goal here is I'm trying to fit Stormwind Keep on the Warcraft map and Northshire Abbey on the dots that represent them on the Warcraft 2 map. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the Black Morass, Swamp of Sorrows, Blackrock Spire area because they don't match up with the Warcraft 2 map. So this requires a little bit of manipulation on my part. The thing is essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking two maps that almost don't have anything to do with each other and trying to make them work with each other. So already scaling is different, if you can tell. Also placement is different. And so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to work in the mountains from the Warcraft 2 map, which is underneath the Warcraft 1 map. See if you can keep all this straight. I'm trying to make sure that they're represented also, because what I ultimately want to have is I want my mountain range, which this is, for those of you who know, the Red Ridge Mountains. I want to make sure that it feels like a mountain range and that we have mountains of different sizes and different sized peaks and kind of like ridges that smash into each other and they kind of like blend together. And so I kind of want to make sure that I have all of this represented. And so that's what I'm doing here is I'm tracing all of this, and when I bring the opacity back up, you can see that now those have worked their way in too. And so now I have brought up a second Warcraft 1 map to remove the Blackrock Spire from the Warcraft 1 map to essentially put it over top the Blackrock Spire of the Warcraft 2 map, because again, I want to make sure that I am getting I want to make sure that I'm getting like a cool shape out of it. And so I want the shapes from the Warcraft 1 map and the shapes from the Warcraft 2 map to work together. So I'm just kind of trying to fit this over this, and I'm hoping that ultimately this is going to help me visualize a more detailed mountain, if that makes sense. And, you know, one thing to remember too is this is all kind of like a rough cut. I want to try to get a rough idea of what I'm doing here. But the main goal ultimately is to you know, give me something to work with. This might not be essentially how everything is set out once we get to that point. You know, there may be more changes once we get to the Minecraft building element, but this is going to give me a much better idea of where everything's supposed to sit by having this visual right here. And so kind of just manipulating stuff and making things fit from both maps and kind of just having an idea of how the whole world lays out, and using the references from both games is going to be crucial as well. So now from here, what I'm doing is I'm trying to line up the Black Morass with the Dark Portal, because the thing that they talk about in Warcraft 1 is that the Black Morass is where the Dark Portal is, and the Swamp of Sorrows is south of the Black Morass. So for anyone who's played World of Warcraft, this map is actually flipped. Swamp of Sorrows in WoW is actually north of the Black Morass, but for some reason that's a thing that didn't happen until WoW. And now what I'm actually doing here is I'm trying to make everything fit, and I removed something, and if I remember right, I actually end up putting that back, because what I was struggling with is, you can see me moving my cursor around, that there's a huge blank area there, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with it, and I just can't. I can't quite wrap my head around it. I want the mountains that are up top to go over the mountains from the Warcraft 2 map, kind of like they are right now. I want this space, this big empty space, filled in, and I'm just really having a hard time making that happen. So I ultimately bring back that little tail that I cut off, and what I decided to do instead is I cut out Rockard and Stonard, and I move them up to kind of spread everything out a little bit. And yep, so there goes Rockard, it gets moved, and pretty soon here, yep, Stonard is going to get moved as well. And this just kind of spreads everything out a little bit more, and gives me a little bit more room to like play with stuff, as well as just kind of helps fill in gaps. And I think I kind of panicked a little bit there, because what I am ultimately going to do is mission maps are going to be overlaid onto this as well. And so that's going to help fill in some of those gaps once we get to that point. And once again, I'm tracing the mountains, just kind of making sure that the mountains and the geography gets represented from both maps. And for some reason, oh, I know what happened here. The area where I selected Stonard is still selected. This is me being a novice at GIMP, so I had to unselect that before I could draw on the map. So now that that's unselected, it should be tracing the mountains in now. Let's see. Yeah, you can faintly see the green lines, and they'll pop up more in a second. But I do run into a couple hiccups simply because this is a new program to me, and it's been years since I've used Photoshop, so I haven't really done much photo editing of any kind in a very long time. And so I kind of struggle a little bit with that from time to time, on just like running into roadblocks essentially. But I figured it out eventually, and so now I'm just kind of trying to figure out roughly where I'd like everything to be placed and getting everything locked in. And there's one more piece that I want to steal from the Warcraft 1 map, and that is this gate here that goes with Blackrock Spire. It pops up in the opening cinematic to Warcraft Orcs and Humans. It's like part of the opening cinematic. It's in the map. 0 times does this gate pop up in any of the games or in any of the lore. This gate just like doesn't exist, and I don't know why. But But I think it's cool, and it kind of gives Blackrock Spire a little bit of a Mount Doom feel, which I like. And Warcraft is a pretty far departure from like Tolkien-esque orcs, humans, and elves. But I do like the idea of this gatehouse kind of blocking this path that leads into like the greater Blackrock Spire area. So I wanted to make sure that that element worked its way in, and so now it's popped up in there. And so yeah, this is basically the rough map that I'm gonna work with from here on out, and that's going to kind of help us figure out roughly where everything is gonna go from this point on. If this was too fast for you, and you'd like to see it slowed down a little bit more, let me know. It will take up more of the video in the future, but I thought it was kind of cool to just have kind of like a quick kind of sped up version, and I could kind of talk you through my thought process as to what was going on here. And then I'm just kind of finishing up, making sure that these hills over on the far, west side, those work their way into the map as well. And then I just kind of do something a little silly here. I basically just connect these two parts of the map because like what even is that? Well, once again, we had an episode with some bizarre technical difficulties, but we managed to more or less get done what we were trying to get done today. So that's going to be it for today. I look forward to seeing you next time in the Lapis Kingdom. Have a great day. Bye.